When I tell people I live in San Diego, one of the first things they ask me about is the zoo. San Diego Zoo is world-renowned for its animal collections. And as fabulous as they are, there's much more than animals happening at the zoo. The San Diego Zoo and Safari Park in nearby Escondido are home to nearly 2 million plants. They represent habitats from around the world. The zoo's founders envisioned lush grounds filled with plants from the animals' native lands. It took many years, but the idea finally came to life in 1986 when the zoo opened its redesigned Kapchi exhibit. It featured a habitat of rocky outcroppings similar to the animals' native habitats. This naturalistic setting was one of the first of its kind in the country. Plants and animals are grouped according to their ecological niches, like the African aloes that line the Elephant Odyssey exhibit. The goal is to create environments where the animals feel at home, and visitors get a glimpse of what the animals' lives would be like in their native habitats. Plants harvested on the zoo and the Zoo Safari Park grounds, and at the zoo's browse farms, are used to feed animals and to entertain them too. But the plant collections do much more than simply serve the animals. This is a world-class botanical garden where plants are just as important as animals, as we'll see today on A Growing Passion. In 1916, a group of San Diego scientists and naturalists took over the care of bears, lions, and other wild animals left over from Balboa Park's Panama, California exposition. The group founded the Zoological Society of San Diego, and they named Dr. Harry Wegeforth as president. 5 years later, the city of San Diego agreed to dedicate 140 acres of Balboa Park for a zoological garden. From the beginning, Dr. Wegeforth envisioned the zoo as a lush garden filled with trees and plants from the animals' native habitats. Today, these acres are filled with many more plants than animals.
Okay, so what we have here, this is Acacia saligna.
Yeah.
This is the favorite of the okapi here. And for each species of animal that we harvest for, we consider them clients, they request certain length.
Clients?
Clients, they're like our clients. This is a small business going on here. They request pieces of a particular foliage in a particular length. This one, if you don't mind, if you cut it off to about 4 feet.
Okay, will do.
And then we're going to eventually bundle these up and get them on the truck and deliver them to our client.
Nice. Is that too small?
It could be used for another client. That could go in what we call a monkey bag.
A monkey bag?
But I've already made monkey bags for this week. That's perfect monkey size right there.
How many pounds do you think you're going to harvest today?
Today, well, I'm cutting for elephants today too, so there's a real good chance I'll cut upwards of 500 pounds.
Plants are cut strategically so more shoots grow and can be harvested the next season. Once today's harvest is done, the browse is bundled and tarped for a 30-minute drive to the zoo.
And then it goes in the cooler. It'll be bundled up, it'll be labeled, and then in the morning at about 5:35, it'll be delivered to the okapi barn.
Bill right into your hand. When he does, wrap your fingertips around it.
This is a busy place, Craig.
It's a very busy place. Over 3.5 million people a year visit the San Diego Zoo.
And you've got all these trucks coming and going, and Serena's working.
From about 5 o'clock in the morning till opening at 9 o'clock, this is one of the busiest places you could possibly be. So our visitors here really just don't realize that the plants that they're surrounded by, as special as they are, they're also a source of food for our great collection.
Most people wander through this beautiful landscape and don't realize they're surrounded by harvestable food. The staff here call it ornamental agriculture. A team of 8 people cut and trim and prune the zoo's landscape daily to provide fresh browse for the animals. A huge cooler like the kind used to store cut flowers keeps the browse fresh.
We have ficus, hibiscus and gruya.
And who gets the ficus?
The ficus, all the apes love this. All the monkeys, apes love this. And then I also deliver to tapirs, birds.
The browse cutters have a very precise schedule for what gets cut, where it gets cut, and how much is cut every day.
I'm going to cut 8 banana leaves for the gorillas, and then we'll probably cut a trunk down for the glops, tortoises.
To eat or to play with?
For them to eat, yes.
Wow. Serena's careful landscape management makes it possible for these plants to serve multiple purposes. They're food for the animals, they're privacy from the zoo's neighbors, and they're atmosphere for zoo's visitors. I'm guessing that you got enough banana plants in here that if you harvest 8 every day, you're still not going to hurt the bananas, right?
We're not gonna, well, I always leave 3 leaves to a tree, minimum.
Yeah.
And then we have other plantings around the zoo too, because in November, you know, everything stops growing.
Yeah.
So we've got to have enough overgrowth to make sure that we can make it until next spring when everything starts coming out again.
I see a couple of hands of bananas there. Are those going to get harvested?
Yeah, we could harvest them. I could give them to the gorillas.
Look at that, bananas. That's cool. You wield a mean machete, lady. Well, this looks like a forest of hibiscus.
Yes.
Hibiscus in the parking lot outside the zoo gates are also on today's browse menu. How do you know where to cut these?
I try to cut them down as far as I can to where they've been cut before, actually.
But they don't look the same shape as, you know, the hibiscus that you see most people in their gardens.
And so I cut them extra long too, because I have to cut them down to size. I have to cut the plant what the plant needs now.
Yes.
And
then you'll process this later?
Then I'll go process that later, yeah.
Hibiscus are a staple part of gorilla and monkey diets. Pandas eat only bamboo, and koalas are crazy for eucalyptus. To maintain these rare and very special animals, the zoo needs to farm the foods they require.
So it's a busy job, it's a fun job, it's a great group of people. We all work very hard. We're all very dedicated to what we do. We are going to go to the Galapagos tortoise exhibit. We have some animals to feed.
So which way? This way?
We're going to head down this way.
All right. The San Diego Zoo and the Zoo Safari Park take special care of their animals, but this is something really special. And it's only possible because of San Diego's year-round growing climate.
We have some lovely fresh cut food for your tortoise.
Oh, and they're gonna love you for that.
Okay.
We got Abbott, Aldo, and Oliver. Then we have Chip and Isabel.
I want to be the person who names these. Would you like that? Oh, yes, thank you. Oh, yum. Green bananas. Oh, no, that wasn't good? You dropped that one?
Nope, she's going for it.
Oh, she is. Okay, would you like one, dear? How often do you feed them? They get fed multiple times a day?
No, they only get fed once a day, and we fast them twice a week, so they get fed 5 days a week.
You fast them?
Yes, because in the wild, they wouldn't naturally eat every day.
Really?
Yes, they can actually go a whole year without food or water.
The zoo and the Zoo Safari Park are home to more than 6,500 rare and endangered animals and more than 2.5 million plants. Those plants represent more than 3,500 species from habitats around the world. Stephanie Shigematsu is the curator of horticulture at the San Diego Zoo. She heads a team of 40 gardeners. They're responsible for the zoo's gardens, the exhibit environments, plant conservation, and browse beds that feed the koalas, pandas, and other animals. Are you a zoo? Are you a botanic garden? What is this place?
We're both. I mean, we've been actually a botanic garden and a zoo since the beginning. Dr. Wegeforth actually named it the San Diego Zoo and Botanic Gardens. He traveled the world collecting animals, but also at the same time collecting plants so that he could build habitats and shade and take this really dry coastal sage scrub and make it into a sylvan forest. That's, in his words, what he wanted. And it's happened. I mean, it's this beautiful, rich garden of diverse plant material.
So conservation and plants, conservation of animals, they go hand in hand.
They absolutely go hand in hand. Without habitat, you don't have animals, and you know they actually, there's no way to really separate it. People come here and they walk through the zoo and they just, you know, they enjoy so much seeing the animals, but they're enveloped by this gorgeous landscape with all these fantastic plants. But each plant has a story. Each plant may be endangered in the wild or going extinct in the wild, and we're here to help showcase that and also share information with other organizations through the Plant Collection Network that we belong to, through APGA, American Public Garden Association, where we can work with other organizations, other botanic gardens, and share that DNA, that that information, that conservation, the science, the research, and also just showcasing, so help people understand the value and the richness of the plants that we have at the zoo.
Why do plants go extinct? How do they go extinct?
Habitat loss.
Habitat loss.
Yeah.
So development mostly?
Yeah, mostly development.
And what are the hot spots around the world?
Africa, I mean, it's everywhere. South America, orchids are going extinct. Cactaceae are going extinct. Cactus, which are all from the Americas. There's a lot of endangered species all over the planet, and I think the more people know about it, the more people will want to protect those areas.
These rare and endangered plant collections are integrated into the landscape. Some collections are organized around where the plants originate, like the Baja Garden and the Old World Succulent Garden at the Zoo Safari Park. Others are collections of different kinds of plants, like aloes or bamboos, or these cycads that grow along the bus route near the zoo's main entrance. Cycads are ancient plants that long predate dinosaurs. There was a time when they covered much of the Earth. Today, they're limited primarily to tropical regions, and they're threatened with extinction. Mike Letzring has worked as a horticulturist for more than 20 years. He's in charge of some of the rarest and most endangered plants in the zoo's collection.
This area is called the Contemplation Garden. It's sort of the convergence of the cycads of our collection here at the zoo, all in this one area.
The cycads are the plants around us, right?
Yes, they are.
And where do they come from?
Well, we have cycads represented both from Asia, Mexico, Central America, and Africa.
And aren't there Australian cycads too?
Yes, and those are in a different location.
Because?
Because of their size, they just get a little too big for what area we have right now.
What is it about these plants that makes you want to have a collection of them?
I think it's the uniqueness of them. They fit into a really nice landscape, very low maintenance, and they just have that prehistoric look.
And if I were to go out in the wild, would I find a lot of these?
Unfortunately, no. The habitats of these plants in many areas are basically almost extinct in some cases.
Cycads don't produce flowers. They're a separate male and female plants, both of which produce cones that are actually modified leaves. Male cones contain pollen. When female cones are pollinated, they develop large seeds that are usually bright-colored and toxic. Wow, look at the cones on that. This looks like a palm, and yet it has a cone.
Yes, obviously cycads have been categorized as a palm-looking plant, but very opposite. They're actually in the conifer family.
Huh. And what's this one?
This is the male cone on the African cycad.
So that's the pollen right there, that little bit of dust?
Yes, that is the pollen.
And how does the pollen get from the male plant to the female plant?
Well, they believe it's wind, but they also believe there's beetles and other insects involved.
So the beetles would actually crawl in there and collect the pollen and then fly over, or crawl over to the female and crawl into that cone and deposit the pollen there?
Yes, they believe, not with all cycads, that there's an odor that's released and that attracts the insects.
Huh. So I guess I don't smell anything. I'm not a beetle, right?
I guess not.
Cycads grow slowly, and they can live a long time, some up to 1,000 years. This makes wild cycads both highly prized and seriously threatened by habitat loss and more.
Poaching is probably one of the biggest ones. People are constantly wanting to steal them for the black market and selling them to collectors. And now there's the new threat of poaching them for medicinal value.
San Diego Zoo Global is dedicated to conserving the diversity of rare and endangered plants, including cycads, which are an important link to a time when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Aloes are among my favorite plants to use in gardens and to see in the wild. So when I visit the zoo, I always wander over to see what's blooming at the fabulous aloe collection on the zoo's Elephant Mesa. I love this little corner of aloe display, Mike. I see like 10 different kinds of aloes. How many different kinds does the zoo have?
Well, the zoo has 128 species of aloes, and they all started about the late 1970s from one of our early nurserymen.
Wow, but you know what's interesting is there's all the different shapes. I mean, the blades are different sizes and different colors, and I'm always intrigued by the red ones. The red's okay, right?
Oh yes, we actually try to encourage the colors, and that's basically by stressing it out during the summer months and dry them out a little bit.
So that's when they turn red. But I also see flowers. It's winter, that's flower time, right?
Yes, and that's what attracts most people to aloes and the collectors is the flower arrangement that you can see.
Aloes are native to Africa, to Madagascar, to Jordan, the Arabian Peninsula, and in the Indian Ocean islands. In these dry regions, aloes adapted by storing water in their leaves. So in times of little, these succulents still have plenty. They produce fiery orange, red, soft coral, even bright yellow flowers that stand in contrast to the stark sun and blue skies of their native lands. Well, we're looking at the elephants and we're looking at the aloes. Why aloes with elephants?
Well, generally what we're trying to do here is recreate an atmosphere that would be similar to what you would see if you were to visit Africa. And so the aloes fit that very well, especially with elephants.
Why do you have collections of aloes? I mean, why aloes?
Well, I think aloes sort of have that appeal architecturally and also color-wise. They also fit that dry climate look, which is typical of what you see in California, especially in San Diego. So mainly for that reason. And then there's also conservation messages as well.
So you're taking endangered aloes and drawing them here too?
Yes, we do also include some of those endangered aloes.
And do any of these animals eat the aloes?
Normally, no. It's not something that we would ever feed out to them, but occasionally I'm sure that can happen.
Aloes grow really well here in San Diego's climate. The zoo's collection features species of these succulent beauties that are as small as ping pong balls, and others that grow into 50-foot tall trees. This is a gorgeous aloe, Mike. Where in the world do all these different aloes come from?
Well, most of these that we have represented in this area are South African, and this is the Aloe speciosa.
Now, I notice it has all the dead leaves left here. Now, a lot of times I see people clean it off. Is there a reason you left the leaves here?
Yeah, this is the skirt. We call it the skirt, and it helps protect the trunk. Where it comes from natively, that's also a sun protection.
Are these endangered in their native habitat?
The speciosa is not. Conservation obviously is a big message that we have with all of our wildlife, including our plant material.
San Diego Zoo Global Plant Conservation Teams, along with other zoos, botanical gardens, and universities, are part of a worldwide effort to protect diversity and keep endangered species from extinction. One place this happens is in the zoo's orchid house. Orchids are the second largest family of plants around the world. They're renowned for their beautiful and uniquely shaped flowers, their scents, and their foliage. Many orchids are commonly grown as houseplants, but habitat destruction and overcollection of orchids in the wild are threats to their survival. There are strict regulations on moving plants from country to country. When orchids come to the U.S. illegally, they're confiscated by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. They're sent to the zoo's orchid house, which is a designated rescue center for orchids. Here, there are orchids of every shape and size, native to habitats from tundra to tropics. Oh my goodness, look at this. Christy, this is beautiful. All these orchids. How many different kinds of orchids do you have here?
We have about 900 different taxa or types of orchids.
Wow, look at all the flowers. Now, explain to me where we are. What is this place?
This is the orchid greenhouse at the San Diego Zoo, and it was started back in the 80s because of plants were being brought across the border and they didn't have the proper permits. So we're a plant rescue center. So we take those plants and keep them in here for our collection.
When you get an orchid, a new kind of orchid, what do you do with it?
We bring it in here and care for it. Sometimes they come across the border and they were taken out of the wild and in poor conditions, and cares them and brings them back to life.
So I'm used to orchids as smelling good, but something does not smell good here. Something smells like my dog followed me and left me a present.
Yes.
What is it? Where's that coming from?
Take a sniff of that.
Oh, that's awful.
It is awful. That's the Masdevallia cochleosis.
It smells like dog poop.
Yes, that we call it the dog poop.
God, are there any that smell better than that? Because my nose is like...
Try this one. That'll clear your nose.
Ah, it's like cleansing my palate. That smells really good.
They make perfume out of that one, the Cattleya.
Oh, and it's beautiful. And look at this. What is this?
This is a Paphiopedilum spicerianum.
And where is that from?
It's from China and India, and all of them are endangered. A lot of the Paphiopedilums that we have in our collection are endangered in the wild.
Some orchids grow in soil, but most are epiphytes, which are plants whose roots attach to other plants, often on tree branches or in treetops. Many of their niches are so specific that any kind of habitat disturbance can mean extinction. Different orchids have evolved their own special fragrances, flower colors, and shapes in order to attract their specific pollinators.
You'll see that some have like a pocket called the lady slipper orchid, and that's to attract the pollinators and force them to go up through the column, which is the part where the pollen is kept, and the pollen will actually stick to the insect's back and take it to the next flower.
So we have all these different shapes. This Masdevallia has three points to it. Mm-hmm. And what have you got in your hands there?
This one's the beetle orchid, the Epidendrum porpax, and Adenoglossum. And they all have interesting flowers. This one you can barely see the flowers.
Yeah, they're really little and they're almost the same colors as the leaves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they all have 3 sepals and 3 petals, and that makes them an orchid.
That's what's consistent between all of them.
Yes,
it's
and a
always the
specialized
flowers,
petal.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It's always
yes,
the flowers,
yes.
That's how you know. For many, many years, orchids were collected from the wild and sold to collectors and hobbyists. It wasn't until 1922 that horticulturists figured out how to grow orchids from seed.
These are orchid seeds.
Those are orchid seeds? They look
Yes,
like dust.
they are tiny.
The zoo opened a micro-propagation lab in 2005. There they used tissue culture techniques, using pieces of leaf or root or stem, for example, to make new orchids, rather than growing new orchids from seeds. This is a way to make many, many plants, all clones, from a single mother plant. In their efforts to support plant conservation, zoo horticulturists grow, propagate, and share orchids with other botanical gardens and with communities trying to protect native orchid populations.
We were able to go to Palau, and they have 28 endemic orchid species there, and they have concerns about people taking them from the wild and putting them in their yards. And so the staff at Lake Nardoc Nature Reserve, they wanted to be able to take those orchids and sell them to the public so that they could have them without taking them from the wild.
So you taught the people how to propagate their own orchids, and therefore they can sell those orchids, and then they don't have to worry about people kind of digging them up out of the hillsides.
Yes, we did workshops there.
That's great. That's great. The San Diego Zoo's plant collections are much more than beautiful gardens in a naturalistic presentation. From old-world aloes to the ancient cycads to the exotic and complex orchid flowers, the zoo does vital work conserving the biodiversity of the planet. And the beauty of it is that their work isn't tucked away in a lab. Instead, it's on display for all of us to see. There's an astounding wealth of plant life at the San Diego Zoo and Zoo Safari Park. As habitats disappear, places like these play an even more important role in conserving both animals and plants. So the next time you visit the zoo or the Zoo Safari Park, stop to see the gorillas. Notice how the plants support their habitat, how the plants engage and educate us about biodiversity, and immerse us all in a world of lush green. I'm Nan Sterman. See you next time on A Growing Passion.